Welcome to Moose Plays, everyone. I'm the Liquor Moose, and today we will be going over my Week 6 battle for the second season of the UPA D-League. This week we will be going up against Carson AKA Golden Centurion, coach of the Jump City Hitmonlees. Please go check him out. I will link his YouTube in the description down below. And yeah, so Carson and I have played once before. He took a very, very close 1-0 win in GPC last season. And yeah, we're here battling again. Both of us are at 3-2 right now, so this is a very important game, as this is the game that marks the halfway point, and both of us want to be above 500 at that point for the potential playoff race coming up. So, with that in mind, if you want to know more about the specific team that I am bringing, I did upload a team builder. I will link it in the description below as well. But for just a quick overview of the team, we have a Leftovers Fake Tears Jolteon, we have a Choppleberry Hydreigon, we have a no attacking move Skarmory with Stealth Rock, Spikes, Roost, and Whirlwind. We have an Assault Vest Tornadus T, a pretty standard the Swords Dance Mega Gallade, and then we have a Life Orb Diggersby. Looking at what Carson brought to the table, he brought the Greninja, the Tapu Fini, the Reuniclus, the Alolan Ninetales, the Zapdos, and the Landorus Therian. Not too many big surprises here. A little bit surprised he didn't bring the Metagross, as pretty much Zapdos is his only like really good Hurricane switch-in, barring his Reuniclus' Assault Vest in my opinion. So yeah, that was really the only big surprises here. Like, Greninja's a huge threat. He just picked up Tapu Fini to, I assume, check my Hydreigon. Reuniclus is a big problem. Ninetales was kind of the one I was on the fence on, or was the one that was was the one I was on the fence on. Zapdos makes sense, and if the Landorus is defensive, it makes sense. I don't particularly think it has the best offensive matchup in this game. So anyways, looking at the lead matchup, like I said, I don't particularly know whether Carson's team can handle Hurricanes from my Tornadus all that well, so I'm just going to lead with my Tornadus, as if he does lead with anything barring the Zapdos, I could throw off a Hurricane, or I can just U-turn depending on the situation that I'm in. So I do lead with my Tornadus here, as Carson decides to lead with his Landorus T. So while I do expect him to be defensive, I can't count out the possibility that oh my god, I can't count out the possibility that he could still be offensive. So with that in mind, if he is a Scarf Landorus, his Stone Edge does have a chance to kill me from here, so that's why I'm not going to U-turn here. I am just going to hard switch into my Skarmory, which in theory is a good check to it, as he does just set up his rocks, which is perfectly fine. I'm going to do the same. This U-turn damage, like, it just doesn't tell me anything. Like, that could be offensive or defensive. I honestly don't know. I set up my rocks as he switches into his Zapdos, which is a pretty good check to this. Right here, I'm going to switch into my into my Jolteon, as it's kind of my best way to deal with the Zapdos if it's, like, just becoming problematic. Carson makes a good double here into his Landorus. I don't know whether he was predicting my Jolteon, but either way, the double works out for him. So here, I believe I do just go right back into my Skarmory, as it was a pretty free U-turn for him, as like it was pretty clear that I wasn't gonna stay in with my Jolteon, as he U-turns into his Greninja, and this is kind of the panic button mode, because this Greninja is by far like the biggest threat to my team that Carson had on his team. So right here, I'm actually going to do a bit of scouting. I think the Life Orb set, in my opinion, is the best set against me. So I'm just going to do a bit of scouting and click the Roost button here, just to see like what kind of damage output this Greninja has on him. He does go for the Hydro Pump, and yeah, that you see the Life Orb there. That was pretty much a max roll on a Hydro Pump here. So yeah, now seeing that he knows what my plan is to like either wait for a Hydro Miss or like, you know, just roost off damage and wear him down with Life Orb, I do kind of expect him to switch out, but at the same time, I really don't want to take that chance. So I just want to keep my Skarmory as healthy as possible. So I'm just going to click the Roost again, as Carson does just go into the Landorus here. So yeah, as we do know, he's not Scarf, he does go for knockoff, and now this knockoff damage shows that he is actually not attack invested. So I do kind of figure that it is a defensive Landorus, more than likely to was originally going to be the switch into my Diggersby, which I can 100% see. So here the U-turn was pretty obvious here, so I believe I fire off a Roost. The crit doesn't matter, obviously, because I'm going to Roost, as he does go into his Reuniclus, and this is another thing, this is the reason why I have Whirlwind. I cannot let this Reuniclus set up in front of me as I go for it, and I actually Whirlwind him out first, which means one thing: he was going for Trick Room. So the fact that he was going for Trick Room means that he is most likely Life Orb. So yeah, I'm glad I clicked the Whirlwind here, and we're getting a little bit of intel on this. We're getting a little more intel on this Reuniclus. I believe here I do just set up a second layer of spikes here, as since I do have my Sturdy intact, even a crit Hydro Pump can't kill me. So I do believe, yeah, I do just set up the spikes here. I believe, I don't remember. Oh right, I Whirlwind here again because I couldn't risk, if he had Calm Mind, I couldn't risk him setting up again. But he does show the Thunder here. He does hit, which I mean I can't really complain about, since that's the same actually as a Hurricane, and I don't think I've missed a Hurricane this season actually. But anyways, so yeah, I'm brought down to my Sturdy, and it is noteworthy that am I Spadef? Yes, I am a Spadef. I am a Spadef Skarmory because I planned on it taking more hits from the Alolan Ninetales. So yeah. Since I am Spadef, the only way that Thunder knocks me down to my Sturdy is if he has Life Orb. So, I mean, that was kind of obvious, but still, we're a little more intel on the Reuniclus set. So he does get Whirlwind into the Tapu Fini, we'll just let the leftovers play out. And here, not knowing whether this thing wants to defog, there is, I am hazard stacking him here, so there is a pretty high likelihood that he could click defog here. I'm just clicking rocks. Even if he kills me, it's fine. This thing's at 1%. It's not doing much either way. I'm clicking rocks here in case he wants to try to defog on me, because with the Zapdos and the Ninetales still around, I definitely need the rocks still around. So I'm just going to click the rocks. Jeez. But Carson's just going to attack what's in front of him, take out my Skarmory, and I'm going to go out into my Jolteon and offensively pressure this out, as I haven't fired an attack off, but he has seen leftovers. I actually go for the fake tears here, predicting him to want to preserve Tapu Fini, and even if he did attack what was in front of him, I am quite a bit bulk invested. So after the geez, I cannot talk today. Holy crap! I would lose health, but he wouldn't kill me with either Surf or Moonblast, and then with oh my god, fake tears, drop special defense. I can kill with Thunderbolt the next turn after. But either way, he does switch into his Landorus, and with these special defense drop, I believe, yeah, he is in range. If he is the Yachi Berry, he is in range to die from Hidden Power Ice here. So that's always good, but as we see here, he does switch out, and I believe, yeah, I just fired off the Hidden Power Ice because, Lando is a pretty big, is obviously a pretty big threat, and it would be nice to get it out of the way, but he does here go just for the Alolan Ninetales, and predicting him to go for the Aurora Veil, as that was pretty obvious. I do click the fake tears to hopefully try to, force switches, basically, as we do see here that Carson is going to switch out. I fire off another fake tears in case he does try to get into the Landorus again, and as we do see here, it does work out. So now here, once again, I am just going to fire off the Hidden Power Ice, in case for whatever reason he wants to stay in. But as we can see here, look at all that damage that Alolan Ninetales is taking just from entering. It doesn't even matter that this HP Ice does nothing. Thunderbolt from my Jolteon is just going to kill this right now, so I am going to fire that off, even if he does go back into his Landorus, and with the Aurora Veil up, he would still be in range after Hail of HP Ice anyways, so him trying to block my Thunderbolt wouldn't really work, as he does go here into his Reuniclus, and with the Aurora Veil up, this thing is not taking a lot of damage. So basically, the goal of this here, I am pretty sure, okay, I had to think about it for a second, but I am pretty sure that his set would be, he's shown Thunder, he obviously has Trick Room from the turn I Whirlwinded him out with my Skarmory. So his other moves, he probably wants Stab for Psychic, and then I am predicting Focus Blast to try to hit my Hydreigon. It's unfortunate because those three moves are pretty much walled by my Celebi, but to be fair, Celebi doesn't do a ridiculous amount back to Reuniclus. So, anyways, yeah. So I'm pretty much of the opinion, yeah, this Jolteon's probably gonna go down here. The only way I'm gonna be able to properly kill this is if I fake tears him down. I would have to fake tears him twice, which would, even with Aurora Veil up, would still bring him in range of OHKOing with Dark Pulse for my High Dragon. So that's basically what I'm going to do here. I'm going to lower his special defense one time, as he does here go for the Trick Room. And I know I can live a Psychic from here because I am pretty much max HP with a little bit of SPDEF. So we can tank that, not really that easily, but we do survive. So I do fire off the other fake tears. I did think about switching into High Dragon hard here to try to save the Jolteon, but in the case where he tries to predict that and goes for Focus Blast, that would be really bad. Like there wasn't really a reason I thought to hard switch my High Dragon and risk it. It was much more safe to basically just let my Jolteon go down, and then my High Dragon can switch into it after, and basically not risk losing to this Reuniclus outright, because if that happened, I just lost to this. I actually, I clicked the button here to switch into High Dragon relatively quickly, which I realized I probably should have like waited a little bit to bluff the fact that I am not Choppleberry, but yeah, I thought that this would be a clear showing that I am Choppleberry, so I still fire off the Dark Pulse anyways, as if he does think I'm Choppleberry, that forces the Reuniclus out anyways, which is ultimately what I want. So yeah, I do just fire off the Dragon Pulse, or the Dark Pulse, but as we do see here, Carson does stay in and hits his Focus Blast, and we guarantee live that, and we guarantee knock out max HP Reuniclus with the Dark Pulse. So now here, the Aurora Veil wears off, which is nice. That thing is finally gone, but he does go out into the Landorus, and unfortunately the Trick Room still has one more turn, which means his Landorus is faster than my High Dragon. But yeah, so like honestly, he still has a Tapu Fini in the back, and barring this Landorus, which is in Trick Room now, so it's faster, and then potentially Zapdos and Greninja, like his other things are faster than I am. Like this High Dragon has basically done its job. I click the U-turn button just in case Carson tries to get fancy and doesn't kill this thing, but yeah, he just goes for U-turn and my High Dragon goes down. And yeah, he switches out into his Tapu Fini, which takes a bunch of damage once again. And as we can see here, the Trick Room wears off. So I switch out into my Diggersby here, with the thought being that if he is max physically defensive, his Surf cannot knock out, and a Return is a chance to knock out, and then I can just like attack twice, assuming max physically defensive, because I have enough speed here for Adamant Metagross. So yeah, anyways, I'm just gonna fire off the Return, but as we see here, his Tapu Fini is actually faster, and he doesn't kill me. We didn't talk about it, but I'm assuming he didn't have special attack investment, because otherwise that wasn't going to kill. He sends out his Greninja here. Pretty clear sign. Well, I guess not really pretty clear sign, since oh my god, since Trick Room's gone. I fire off the Quick Attack just in case for whatever reason Carson doesn't have Water Shuriken, but as we see here, he does. But this is all okay because he takes the Life Orb hit. I'm going to switch into my Tornadus now, because with my Assault Vest, I guarantee live anything since he is not Z. And as we do see here, the Greninja does go for the Ice Beam. I chew that hit, sort of, and I go for the U-turn to get some Regenerator back onto my Tornadus and switch into my Mega Gallade, so I can basically just click the Swords Dance button and hopefully try to pick up this win, as we do see here that Carson goes into his Landorus. So I am basically, like, I'm gonna go for the Swords Dance button, basically because if I click Zen Headbutt here, oh, excuse me, if I click Zen Headbutt here and he switches in his Zapdos, I would have the Swords Dance in front of that on his potential Thunderbolt or Discharge or something, and basically then I'm risking a Para, and I cannot risk a Para here. Whereas Landorus, barring Toxic if he's carrying that for some reason, he cannot status me here. So basically I'm just going to click Swords Dance here, as we do see here that Carson just goes for the knockoff. And yeah, now I can just freely spam Zen Headbutt, and yeah, this Landorus just goes down, and now it's Zapdos versus the world, and this is looking really good. But something else, yeah, we'll wait for that to go away, but something else kind of pops into my mind. So at +1, like I said, I'm assuming this is a defensive Zapdos, because in my opinion that's probably his best switch into a Mega Gallade. Either that or I guess defensive Lando possibly. I still kind of expected defensive Zapdos, as it's kind of a good switch into this, at least my fighting attacks. But yeah, so if that's the case and he is defensive, my Zen Headbutt into my Tornadus' Sludge Wave, which is the best thing I have to hit this Zapdos, isn't a guaranteed kill here. So it looks weird, but I'm actually going to Swords Dance here to guarantee bring it in range of Tornadus's Sludge Wave for when I switch it in. But as we can see here, Carson is not defensive Zapdos at all. That is an offensive Zapdos, and yeah, which means my Sludge Wave has no chance of knocking this thing out, and yeah, Zapdos is going to just kill me with Thunderbolt. And yeah, the Toronto Razor Leafs are going to lose this match 1-0. Yeah, that was not easy to watch again. I've watched it a lot now because I just think, like, what the fuck was I doing? But yeah, that was not an easy game for me to watch. Like, okay, so yeah, you guys were probably thinking, like, why didn't you just click Zen Headbutt? Well, I mean, I explained why I clicked Swords Dance, but then I realized, hey, if he's defensive and he doesn't have Air Cut, well, I actually don't even know if Air Cutter from defensive could kill. But if he doesn't have Air Cutter and he's defensive, he also can't kill me, which means I can get 2 Zen Headbutts off, which that also guarantee puts it in range of Sludge Wave from Tornadus. So yeah, that was a huge choke on my part, and I felt like an absolute dumbass, and yeah, that wasn't fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like, good game to Carson. Carson played great, and I'm not taking anything away from him. It was just an absolute choke on my part. Like, I felt like I played the game so well, and then I just kind of throw everything away, and yeah, that wasn't fun. I'm not gonna lie. Having watched that again, like, normally I record this like pretty much right after the battle happens, but yeah, I couldn't. Like, I was so mad at myself that I just had to stop. And yeah, now it's a few days after the battle, but yeah, like that really hurts. I don't know. I'm not that impressed with my play this season. I'm really impressed with my prep. Like, I thought my prep for this game was really good, and I played extremely well up to this point. And yeah, and then I just kind of choked it. And I mean, I guess you could say the same thing with Clyde when I played against him last week. But yeah, anyways, we have to put this behind us. Like I wish I was 4-2, but unfortunately I'm not. We have to. I don't know if we have to win out, but we have to close to win out in order to make playoffs pretty much now. So yeah, next week we will be going up against the man, the myth, the legend himself, the Flying Bird. So yeah, that's going to be a very tough game. He is currently first in the league. And yeah, keep your guys' eyes out on the channel next week for when the team builder for that one goes live. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.